post that Dirk is showing now, the 8 principles for successful cohort-based learning at scale. So what I'd love to do is have you folks, again, in the chat, let's have you drive. What are you hoping to learn from each other today? Is there something that inspires you to ask a question here on these 8 principles? Kyle, how big were your cohorts when you ran them at Harley, or were they cohorts with the social learning that you did?
We did both. So we had the whole dealer network that was involved. It was like about 180 dealers that were in the program. So on the social learning platform, we curated or kind of curated conversations with the whole group. And then we integrated small group sessions based on individual development plans that people had. And within those sessions, it would be like 12 to 18 people. So like a typical size class.
I asked because of Dave's comment in the chat, because I think you said, Dave, I'm curious how Harley, or actually any of us, kept the negative comments out of the learning.
I run the product training organization for sure. And we have resellers, distributors, and customers that we do training on. And we've actually turned off the social training aspect of our LMS because of the comments we did receive at the beginning. We were trying to foster communication and cohort learning. And you get a few people that just turn sour on the microphone or whatever they bought from us. And that's our, and for internal training, we've done a lot of cohort. So our employee learning arm, we do a lot of cohort training and offer up kind of guided training and having sure employees share comments back and forth. But for the customer facing one, that's the issue we faced. How do we keep those negative comments about your product or about Sure off that, unless you're just constantly monitoring it and navigating.
Well, yeah, Sally, a business resource council leadership development across. Oh, interesting. Sally, if you want to come off mute, you can tell us more about it. Yeah,
sure. One of the things, so I'm with Northern Trust, like Krista, but we're in sort of 2 different worlds. And I'm looking at how we can do peer learning and maybe learner community type learning within the BRC. So people kind of volunteer for a business resource council of their, liking, but they develop different leadership skills that they don't use in their normal job when they're helping to lead one of these business resource councils. So we want to offer them some type of leadership program that's probably going to involve a mix of a variety of things, but they will, in a sense, be a cohort, because this year's leadership for the 11 BRCs is a determined group already.
Michael, I was really interested in what you said early on about really getting that trust going early. And it seems like that could be a huge roadblock, just depending on people's past experiences with each other and things like that. And I love the suggestions you have, but I was wondering if you have anything specific for kind of maybe overcoming some of the baggage that people are coming into the situation with, Michael, or anyone.
In terms of the kind of how to get people to connect, I ran a session. I don't know, besides Dirk, who on this call was on it a while ago. We developed a series of exercises that we have just called rapid relationship building exercises, and they take about 18 minutes between pairs of people. But it is breaking people into pairs, giving them a chance to get to know one other person really well. It's a series of questions that require kind of escalating levels of sharing as you move through them, if you've ever heard of it.